LA District Attorney is seeking to resentence the Menendez brothers. Let's keep that picture up. This is interesting. So the DA announced yesterday he will ask the court for resentencing in the case of Erik and Lyle Menendez. Here it is.
I have to tell you that after a very careful review of all the arguments that were made for people on both sides of this equation, I came to a place where I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate, and I am going to recommend that to a court tomorrow.
Let's put it back up again. So remember, Erik and Lyle were sentenced to life without parole for killing their parents. Okay. Happened in Beverly Hills, 1989. Quote, I believe they have paid their debt to society. That's what the DA said. He said he will ask the judge to consider resentencing the brothers to 50 years to life because they committed the crimes when they were under the age of 26 years old. They would be eligible for parole, he said. The DA said the final decision will be made by the judge, and then it would go before a parole board, which will determine if the brothers should be released. Now, I bring this up with the backdrop of Black men who have been executed in this country with compelling evidence of their actual innocence. I bring this up with the backdrop of a district attorney, an elected district attorney in this country who said to the judge, we had the wrong man. And the judge said, I see no basis to overturn this case. And then you have our Los Angeles chief prosecutor holding a press conference. I mean, most of the time, DA just files the paperwork. Other people hold press conferences. The DA holds the press conference, not the justice organizations, the DA. So the DA said earlier this month that his office has been looking into the case for about a year. The focus of the case has been on why the brothers killed their parents. During their highly publicized first trial in 1993, prosecutors argued that the murders were committed out of greed, while defense attorneys said the killings were done in self-defense. Lyle and Erik Menendez admitted they killed both of their parents, but the defense argument was that they had been sexually and emotionally and physically abused by them. Obviously, they're not here to defend themselves. Prosecutors suggested those claims were completely false. A mistrial was declared, and in a second trial, what defense attorneys had called evidence of abuse was excluded. In May 2023, the brothers' appellate attorney, Cliff Gardner, filed a habeas petition to challenge the convictions. The petition cited in 1988 a letter from Erik Menendez to a cousin where he detailed alleged abuse by his father as new evidence. Roy Rosselló, a former member of the boy band Menudo, has also alleged that he was abused by Jose Menendez, who was an executive at RCA Records, where the band had a recording contract. Gardner has said these circumstances meant the brothers should have been convicted of first-degree manslaughter, not murder, and should have received shorter sentences that would have seen them released from prison years ago. Once again, please understand my argument. Please understand the argument. Do you see the level of intention that the system is engaging in order to be fair to people who killed their mama and daddy? Now, if this was a scenario where there are two Black brothers. They killed both of their parents in Beverly Hills. Do you think that DA holds a press conference? Two recent high-profile Netflix projects have brought renewed attention to the brothers' case. The DA said this has helped speed the decision-making process. He told you, listen, I'm doing this because of Netflix. The DA has told you, I'm doing this because Netflix did that documentary. He said it. Some family members have also chimed in, called the brothers to be freed as well. But Kitty Menendez's brother, Milton Anderson, objected, arguing in a court filing, quote, the new evidence the DA relies on cannot legally justify returning the murder convictions of Erik and Lyle Menendez, who meticulously, planned the execution and cold-blooded murders of both of their parents. If you remember elements from that case, that was the coldest part, is how they strategized the murder and then pulled it off and obviously tried to cover it up. Okay, all right. This is more than a novel legal argument here. This is going outside of the traditional boundaries of the justice apparatus known as the DA's office. He's acting more as like he's a justice organization. What say you?
I think this is an important story about the power and importance of the media and attention on cases. The Netflix series Monsters went #1 on Netflix. You had tons of people, myself, I don't think I was like 1 year old when this case happened. So I never saw it. I had never really heard of it. So it brought all this renewed attention on the case. And then we have stars like Kim Kardashian advocating for the resentencing and the release of the brothers. And it really goes to show a lot of it is who you know. And I do think that the Menendez brothers deserve a chance to have their case at least reheard or resentenced. People are not arguing over whether or not they killed their parents. They know that they committed these crimes. The issue is why. Why was this evidence excluded at their second trial after the mistrial? And then the second question is, have they served their time? Is 35 years enough? Is that a fair sentence? Should it be time to give them a second chance? And I think the answer that a lot of people would say is yes. And a lot of that is influenced by Ryan Murphy's series at Netflix, influenced by the people who are speaking out about the case. I would love if we could get more attention on cases like we just seen the execution of a brother in, I don't remember the state it was in, but we just saw his execution, and that was terrible. And we didn't get the spotlight that it deserved until it was too late, until it was like a week before the case. We had everyone calling the governor's office, everyone calling the DA's office. We need renewed attention for a long, sustained period of time. They deserve to have their cases shown in the media, on the spotlight, like big series like Netflix and production.
That's right. And to Netflix, they are a medium. The real power, as you said, the eyes who watched it, the numbers, and then the action. And I say that to remind the audience, you are the actual oil in the engine. You are the oil in the engine, okay?